This is my audience right here. Okay, I'm pretty much here to persuade you to be a better parent. You ever had that moment where you kind of resent your parents a little bit because of the way that they raised you? You feel like they could have did a better job, or they didn't do as good as they could have. I'm here pretty much to tell you about the 4 parenting styles and the effects they have on children and their personalities. First off, you got the authoritative parent, which is one of the 4. The authoritative parent is basically is my way or the highway type of parent. They're the parent, they don't really provide reason for why they do things with the rules that they make. They just pretty much say, hey, because I said so. They don't really listen to back talk, and they are the type of parent that provide punishment for breaking the rules, as far as whoopings or more physical punishment. However they do it. They're the type of parents, the children that they make are more, they're happy, and they're actually pretty prosperous children, but they lack social competence, and they kind of live in fear of what's going to happen, you know. Then, of course, you have the second, which is the authoritarian parent, which is the parent that most parents should strive to be like. They're the parents who are actually more gentle and nurturing with their children and more forgiving rather than so punishing, you know. They tend to listen to their children better. They're more of a democratic system. You know, they'll sit and listen to the questions that their children have to ask and provide them with answers that they need so they'll understand what's going on better. Those parents tend to have children who are actually very prosperous, very orientated, achievement oriented. They go well in life, they get along with everybody. They pretty much are the ideal child that's going to grow up to be the ideal adult, hopefully, statistically. After that, you have the indulgent parent. And the indulgent parent isn't necessarily a bad parent. They're parents that just have no rules, pretty much. They're like, instead of being your parent, they're more of your friend. That's what an indulgent parent is, which means that there is no punishment, there is no guidance. They're just there to take care of you and let you do whatever it is you want. And in reality, like I said, they aren't bad parents, but they aren't good parents. Because their children aren't unhappy, but at the same time, their children are kind of spoiled. And the world isn't so upset. The world isn't so accepting of them because they're so used to getting their way, you know, and they're not used to being a person of understanding that the world doesn't see things the way that they see things and aren't going to accept what they accept just because they want it that way. Those children tend to not really have a lot of friends. They're happy, but they don't have many friends. They tend to be those kids who actually get in trouble a lot at school, class clowns that act out and do whatever it is they want to do. And they don't really live in fear of punishment or anything whatsoever, so they just do their own thing. As far as the last is the neglectful parent. And the neglectful parent pretty much is, they just don't care. They don't care at all. They just kind of do their own thing. And they just basically take care of the basic necessities of their child and really don't have nothing else to do with their child after that. They do their own thing. They shun their child away. And some of them don't even do that. They don't fool with their child at all. And it's just that simple. They either don't fool with their child at all, or they do just what they need for their child so that they can go and do their own thing. And in their eyes, their life is much more important than their child's. Most of the children with neglectful parents, they rank lowest in behavior in any child. They tend to have low self-esteem, low social competence. They are not achievement oriented. They don't really have much drive. They don't really have much motivation. they are just neglected children who are hurting. And in reality, I mean, if you want to be this isn't necessarily telling you that you're a bad parent at all. It's basically saying that if you do fit any of those categories, if you're not an authoritarian parent, then you could be. You know, and it's not saying only because you're an indulgent parent that you're a bad parent, or an authoritative parent that you're a bad parent. It just means that if you are any of those parents, then you can address that and you can work towards being an authoritative parent. If you're a neglectful parent, then you should probably work on yourself a little bit better and work on your child, because you don't want to basically live not knowing, you know what I'm saying, and then grow old and your child resents you because they feel like you could have done better. So basically you can take this speech as an opportunity to work on yourself and make things better between you and your child, and try to basically listen to your child more and, you know, handle business. As for that goes, you know, in reality it's shown that most psychopaths come from voids in their heart. You know, they always, every time you listen to what happened, the story of a psychopath or a mass murderer, is always the simple fact that they either didn't have parents or they had bad parents. Whether you got the President of the United States or a lot of other successful people who were raised by two great parents, two successful parents. And some who aren't raised by two good parents were raised by one good parent. But for the most part, they were raised by good parents. So my goal here was to encourage you to strive and be better. And I hope I helped someone out today.